Good morning. Oh, I know. Everybody out here is hungry. I just fed my other kids. They're full now. And we are out here getting ready to take care of the animals. Well, today's video is all about animals and garden. I'm going to work down in the garden today because I haven't been down there in a few days and I don't like that. So our chickens have not been laying, like hardly at all. Our first round of chickens, they are 2 years old. Our second round of chickens we just bought in March. No, our first round is a year old. And then our second round we just bought in March. So I should be getting about 2 dozen eggs a day, give or take. We're getting like 2. No, not 2 dozen, just 2. So this is not okay. Some people have said they're molting. Okay, I get that, but the second round should be laying. Another girl at our co-op is an actual commercial chicken farmer. And she said they might need to be wormed. So I'm going to do that. I mixed up some apple cider vinegar, some garlic, and some oregano oil. And I'm going to throw some of that into their water. I did see very few mites on them, so I have been treating them for that with diatomaceous earth, but I'm going to go ahead and make another spray for them later on today and spray them, mist them with that. It's peppermint and melaleuca, and that's supposed to repel the mites as well. I know mites will keep them from laying, but like I said, there's maybe 1 or 2 on them, so hopefully I'm catching it in the beginning and it's not something that I need to, that's going to turn into an even bigger problem. Our ducks are laying awesome, so thank God for them because we would literally have no eggs if it wasn't for our ducks. I hear you. Everyone wants to interrupt me. I know. You go and get fed. So that's where I'm at with the chickens. The goats are doing great. We are looking for a home for the 2 little boys so that they are where they need to be. We are not going to keep them because no, we're going to find them a new home. So we're not going to breed them. We don't need 2 additional mouths to feed. So I'm sure they are going to find the most perfect home and fit for them. But yeah. Let's start feeding them because obviously they're starving. That's not where you belong. harvest or clear out what's dying and looking dead. I am in the process of transitioning from the summer crops, which were mainly in these 2 rows, to the fall crops, which is on this half of the garden. I'm working more on seasonally feeding my family versus stressing myself out and making sure I have enough to preserve. Basically, instead of taking 2 seasons and trying to stretch that all year, I'm just working on growing with each season. So that's kind of my plan and my model that I'm following. Anyway, I'm out here because I haven't been out here in a few days. Last time I was here, I watered because we haven't had, the weather's been really cool. We've been in the 70s, but we have not had a lot of rain. And it was showing. So even though I do the mulch and the deep bedding method, it still needed watered. So since I was watering, I went ahead and fertilized with some fish emulsion, and everything is just really perked up and happy. So I'm good with that. I think I'm gonna move out the okra. They're starting to look a little wilty because it's getting real cold at night. What? Okay. I've got some like peppers and basil plants that are on their way out, so I need to get those cleared out as well as start more seeds. I've got lettuce, a bunch of different kinds of carrots, and that's it. Lettuce and carrots. What more do you need? I want to get these started because succession planting my lettuce every year or every 2 weeks. Goodness, words are hard today. Because I'm succession planting my lettuce, I want to make sure I have enough to harvest off of. So there's that. All right. I think that's enough rambling. Let's get started. Before I cut this okra out, so you can see it's starting to get diseased and affected by the cooler weather. Look at the size of this stalk. It's crazy. Like, they are so big. I've never seen okra this thick and this big before. And this is the same variety I grew last year. So it was really happy this year, and we got a lot of okra off of these plants. So I'm a little sad to see them go, but I'm happy to see what is going to go in their place for this fall season. I don't even know if I can cut this out. Holy cow. Oh, it's harder than it looks. Wow. Ah, don't crush my babies over there. They're literally like little trees. It's nuts. Okay, it's getting hot out here. Now that I've got the okra cleared out, I'm just amending this bed with rabbit manure that I got this morning when we cleaned out our rabbit pens. So I'm just doing a thin layer of that down, and then I will do a thick layer of hay over that. And I'm just gonna let this rest and sit. I don't think I'm gonna plant anything here. If I do, it'll be like cabbage or broccoli or something where we don't eat what directly, well, I guess cabbage wouldn't work, but like broccoli or cauliflower, something that we won't eat directly off the ground. Rabbit manure is a cold manure, so it doesn't necessarily have to compost like chicken does, but you never want to take any chances. So I'll let this sit for a little while. Maybe in a month or so I'll come in and do another round of greens on this row right here. So that's the plan. That's what I'm doing. It's exciting stuff, but it really is. I say that kind of sarcastically, but to me this is exciting and fun, and you know, I get I get joy out of growing food. Alright, I don't know if you remember, but a few videos ago I tried germinating carrots with a board. You just sprinkle down the carrot seeds, water it real well, and then put that board on top for about a week. Did not work for me. I don't doubt that it does, which is why I tried it, but I had the carrots here, and you can see right along the board, those germinated just fine. So I went ahead and just sprinkled more carrots in here, and we're going back to the old way of doing things. All right. Okay, having a little bit of a hard time. I have a hard time pulling things out of the garden, especially like the flowers, because they're just so pretty and they bring everybody that comes here so much joy. But with life, if it's not producing or it's dying off, you have to prune it or get rid of it, even if you've spent so much time nurturing it and caring for it. It's just one of those things that has to go. On all these bugs, clearing out that which is dead and on its way out. Taking pictures of things along the way to remember it by. Thinking about next spring already and what I'm going to plant and not plant. But I did go ahead and take this cucamelon vine down. Man, did this thing grow so fast. These little cucamelons, if you're not sure, they taste almost like a cucumber and a lemon. And they're really, really crunchy. And so they've been fun to grow. I will probably have them next year because it's a fun thing for people to try when they come out to the garden, because obviously you don't buy these in the grocery store. And my daughter seems to really enjoy munching on them in the garden. Anything that the kids enjoy munching on, I'm going to keep around. So I am just cleaning off this thing because I don't want to waste food. And I could go throw this to the chickens. But I'm worried about the goats. I'm not sure. There's some leaves, like they can't eat tomato leaves. That'll make them sick, like really sick. It's toxic for them. So I'm really careful what I throw out there. But yeah, this is like crazy. It's loaded down, which is awesome. These things took forever to get going, and I tried starting them from seed in the greenhouse and they all died when I transplanted them. But then I just stuck some seeds in the dirt and it grew. And they were really slow to grow at first, but once they started growing, man, did they just take off. It's like a blanket. Crazy. A lot of people will put these on a trellis and grow them over their rows or from one garden bed to another. So I might do that next year. I think that would look really neat. I'm going to keep harvesting these little tiny cucumber melons. And then I'm going to go back to ripping out more flowers and plants, because as sad as it is to see one season go, I always have great anticipation for the next season. And as with any garden, there's always next year, and you get to do it all over again. We have hope in that, and that's exciting. Done.
I made this because I like him. and I appreciate him.
Oh. Probably can't tell what 3 hours of work looks like, but something's better than nothing, right? So we're just gonna keep chipping away at this. The good news is nothing's on a super big time crunch. I just want to get it done. But the goal is for the 2 beds, I don't know if you can see them, on the end that had our tomato and pepper plants in them, I am going to lay down some wood ash and leaves from a huge brush pile our family has going here on the property. That will not only fertilize it, but help keep the weeds suppressed, and that will break down over the winter and turn into nice, good dirt. So that is a project, though, I need Aaron's help with the tractor. My goal is to have those 2 beds cleared out and that project complete by the end of the week. Hopefully I'm not being too optimistic. And then I also want to get the rest of my fall starts transplanted in the garden, because they're showing signs that their roots are just getting bound up in the tray, so they really do need to go out, hopefully by the end of the week. That's probably really the biggest time crunch I have right now. So thanks for joining me in the garden today. Hope you enjoyed that little update and what was going on with it and where we're at for the fall season. Lots of just planting, pulling, and amending. That just kind of seems to be the rotation. So thank you so much for watching and following along. May the Lord bless and keep you until we meet again.